Hello and welcome. This is Painting with Pearson. I am Matt Pearson. Who'd have thunk it, right? So today's topic, I want to discuss something that went through multiple iterations, but I'll talk about that in a second. The topic is fear of failing is causing you to fail. So it went through several iterations, and it was basically just a title. It was just like a quote, and I was trying to like filibuster a way of explaining this concept or this idea. One of the ideas was one of the quotes was "Not doing is failing," and I thought that was just too confusing, and it just didn't segue too well. It doesn't matter. Another one was "Fear of failing is failing." Still a little confusing, but a little bit more closer to the point. The reason why I didn't go with "not doing is failing" is because it's still the same. Like the concept is the same. It's just titled differently, or the quote is different. But I was finding myself going back to the same concept, which is this "not doing" notion had to do with fear of failing, right? And we were not doing the things that we want to do or pursue because we're scared of many things. Now, or fear. We're fearful of many things, not scared. It's not Freddy Krueger behind me, or a little Chucky doll wandering around with a knife going to cut your Achilles. Please don't be a Chucky doll around here. That'd be so creepy. Oh man, my buddy doll scared me when I was a kid. Anyways, there's kind of like three kinds of fear, or at least fear that I know of. Fear of making mistakes, fear of embarrassment, or being uncomfortable, yes, and fear of judgment. And that could also be a subcategory of embarrassment or being uncomfortable, right? So they're all kind of in the same realm, just like subcategories, I guess. So I want to discuss that you shouldn't be fearful of making mistakes, just like I did there when I said fear and I stopped, right? You shouldn't be fearful of making mistakes because that's where a lot of your growth is at, right? Especially in art. You're gonna find every one of my videos that I talk about, like owning up to your work and growing as an individual, are all metaphors for art, and they're all metaphors for life, really. But I use the metaphor, I use the subject of art as a metaphor for growing as an individual. So when I am making art, I can't let the art dictate my feelings on it, right? There's times when I dread painting, and it's not because it's part of it's like procrastination. I'm like, just gotta go downstairs and paint the same painting I've been doing forever. I don't want to do it, right? And other part of it is like, I'm scared I'm gonna mess it up big time, right? I don't want to mess it up, man. If I mess it up, I gotta either own it or correct it. And messing up, and you have to do messing up on a big painting, you have to correct that. That's a lot of time that I just don't want to invest. So sometimes I'm scared of making mistakes on my paintings because there's financial reasons, like it costs money. There's time reasons. It takes time to repair those mistakes, and also hurts my ego, right? Big time. I don't want to make mistakes. I'm perfect when I make my paintings. They're always perfect. Every mark is exactly where I want it. Every value that I'm painting looks exactly like the photo, and I designed it to look exactly like how I designed it. But that never falls through. I mean, that always falls through. Things never line up or sync up the way that I want them to. So don't be fearful of making mistakes, because that's where all your growth is from. And you don't, if you're making the mistakes, the same mistakes over and 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 over. Coffee on my, darn, I got coffee on my lap, and over and over and over and over. Now, if you keep making mistakes over and over, you need to start writing down what you think the mistake is, and asking better questions. Because if you're making mistakes and you're not finding the answer, you're not asking the right questions. Now, it's different with drawing and painting. Oftentimes the questions are being answered as you're doing them in real time. But in other life endeavors, you got to start asking better questions. Now, fear of judgment, no, fear of embarrassment, or fear of being uncomfortable. Um, so one thing I can say about that is if you are fearful of being uncomfortable, what you should do is wake up in the morning and take a frigid cold ice shower, right? Take a cold shower and be uncomfortable. Lean into it because if you can do that, right? If you can do that, you could dodge a wrench. No, you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge you can dodge a ball. If you can do that, then you'll manage your embarrassment. You'll manage your level of being uncomfortable. Um, what I'm basically saying is I want you to lean into that feeling of foreignness, feeling of unknowing, fear of the unknown. Lean into being uncomfortable, uh, because that will also yield the growth that you're looking for. Now, another form of fear that causes you to fail in your endeavors is fear of judgment, external forces, yes? Right? It's other people that you hold in high regard who you feel or are afraid or fearful of judging you accordingly. You shouldn't worry about what other people think about you, right? You should worry about yourself. You should worry about your family. You should worry about your friends, but not about their opinions of you because you don't want them to dictate your actions. Meaning, um, if you want to pursue a job or you want to quit a job and you're afraid of doing that, right? If you're afraid of doing it, I'm trying to filibuster and I'm not doing a good job right now. I have like 5 sentences that I want to talk about and I'm like trying to drag it out. But but anyways, if you are afraid of how people view you, you need to do a little bit of self-reflection and know that their feelings of you or opinions of you do not matter in the long scheme of things. If you're worried about the acute judgment from your peers, friends and family, colleagues, etc., you need to lean into that fear and just do it, right? Now, don't worry about externalities. In the end, it doesn't matter. You need to focus on yourself. That's why when I paint, I try to not worry about what people are thinking about my work. I don't have the time to worry about people critiquing my work. I know the mistakes. I know there's tons. You can critique me all you want. It's not going to help me. Now, if you want to give me constructive criticism on how to improve the work, I'm all ears. But if you're just going to say it's bad, I don't care because bad does not get me further along in my path as an artist. I don't know why. As an art, doesn't get me further along as an artist. Jeez, I am just stumbling on my words today. So, as I was saying, your fear of failing is causing you to fail. So I want you to pursue things that you're fearful of. That don't just pursue things for randomly, like I'm gonna go bungee jumping because I'm scared of it. No, if you're scared of doing an action but you want to do it, right? If you want to start being a writer, if you want to be an illustrator, if you want to be a musician, or you want to start a band or a blog or a vlog, or if you want to start expressing your opinions more online or in person, you need to stop being fearful of it and start embracing it a little bit more because opinions from other people are always going to come and go. There's so many of them. Everyone has opinion now. So because of that, you should not worry about other people's opinions. You should only worry about the opinion that you feel about yourself, right? So I leave you with this. Don't let your fears dictate your goals in life, your artistic goals, your fitness goals, your weight loss goals, your job goals, any goal, right? Don't let it dictate your goals. Um, Thank you for your time. I really do appreciate any and every one of you that are following me and are watching, and I hope that you get some either amusement out of this, which is great because these are not, case in point, what I just did. I just lost what I was going to say. These are mildly entertaining, and they have a few kernels of truth to them. At least I believe there's some truth to them because I try to express them in my work and in my day-to-day. Day-to-day. And I really appreciate you taking time out of your day because I know that time is your most valuable resource, and the fact that you spend some of it watching my videos or listening to them as you do your chores or whatever it is, I really do appreciate it. Thank you for your time. Thank you, and have a wonderful day. I totally missed the end credit here. I need to say that if you like what you're seeing, please subscribe. You may follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at Matt Pearson Art. You can also view my website at www.mattpearsonart.com. Thank you again for your time. I really do appreciate it. Have a wonderful day.